Hi, I'm Vijay Rani, and this is my project of Stack Overflow Analysis Phase 4. The Stack Exchange is a place where you have a lot of answers and questions over 142 topics, and the one that I'm focusing is on Stack Overflow, which is related to computers and programming. The data set for this particular site is available as archive.org, and the scheme of the files I will be explaining now. There are 7 different files. Post is the first one. And when you're getting a question post, it could be a question, answer, or any one of the 8 options that are listed on the screen. So post file is made up of all these variables, and one of the important variables is view count, which will give you the number of times a particular post is referred. Then I have the information about the users captured in the users file. Batches and comments tell you the number of comments a particular post is received. Badges tell you the user's uh, reputation, that is the number of times he posted and the votes he got, and eventually the grade he has upgraded onto this particular website. Then we have post links and votes. Votes is also one of the important points because it counts the number of times, number of votes or cast a particular post is got. And this is how an input file would look. This is the XML format of the file that you get from the Stack Exchange. Starting our analysis, before we go to that, how do I take these files which are in XML format and convert into the format that HDFS can understand? For a simple projects where you don't read a lot of data, all you have is you can just take sample file and convert it into a notepad. But that's not an option here because we are working with HDFS. And the second option is to use a MapReduce program that will actually convert into XML to this thing. I found some of the posts online where I could convert this using Mahou's XML input format code. And there is also a third one option, which is using Pig. Pig can take any kind of data and convert into any other things. So that's the reason I have used Pig, because it seems to be a very easy option among all. And this is how the commands that I have to run. For using Pig, I have to have piggy.jar. And once that I register that and define the path, I can load the file, and then I run the command to extract the data from that particular XML file. And finally, I stored the data into the particular or any of the location that I want. This is finally the output that I've got separated by commas. Now I've run the MapReduce program. The question that I wanted to ask using MapReduce is number of times a particular number of users in a particular country. It's very, very similar to this is the jar files, Java files in the users directory, and this is the input code. This is reducer, driver, and mapper. It's a very similar to word count, where we count the number of times a particular word appears in the file, and here I'm counting the number of times a country name appears in a file. It gives me the users list in a particular country. So then I'm running the commands to convert the files .java files into dart class, and once I have them, I'm converting them to the jar file. I'm converting that into I'm submitting that to Hadoop, and finally I have the file in location.jar, and now I have to submit this to Hadoop into a particular location. The MapReduce program has run successfully, and finally I got the list, and this is the place that I've got the answer. It's sorted, as you see, it's sorted according to the alphabetical order of the country and the number of users. So that's a question that MapReduce answered to me, the number of users by each country. Now, the challenges. There's a lot of challenges were found when I'm trying to work with this. One thing about the data. Because their data is so huge, I couldn't just upload it because I had to upload the XML file, convert it, and working with this was difficult. It's always said to me, many times it told me that the data, there is no sufficient data and I could not do it. So I had to use different methods to get out of it. And yeah, one way I had to do was to come out of the safe mode of the HDFS and then delete the files which are extra not required. But again, even when I was trying to do that, it wouldn't allow me to delete the files. I had to finally use this particular command where I'm leaving the safe mode at the same time I'm deleting the file, that is using the piping. That did work miraculously. Yeah, when I'm trying to upload, there was also another choice to actually directly upload the XML file into HDFS and then convert it, but it wouldn't allow me to upload a .7z file. So yeah, those are the problems that I had while I'm doing uploading the 7z file. And now coming to PigScript, working with It was not difficult, but however, I had to know the big script. At one point, I was struggling a lot because I was not getting an answer. The simple output was I gave it as big storage, P being capital as being capital, but in the other time I gave the big S in big storage is small, so it was resulting into a failure. But the same thing did not happen when I was using stir as a capital or small letters. So yeah, I had to know that particular commands and their exact sensitivity so that I can use without errors. And also, the very important problem I had was with a Piggy jar file. Pig had two different versions. In the older versions, it was not including XML files, XML file converters. And it's only in the later versions after 15 that it included. I didn't know this, so I had very difficulty in figuring out why the pig was not working the way I wanted. And finally, also posted a question on Stack Overflow asking me to help on this. And this is the link of my question and the answer that I've got. And there I received an answer that I have to use M15 version and also use XPath all instead of XPath to convert the files. And that finally worked. This is my question in Stack Overflow, and this is the answer I got. And finally that worked. And I have the comma separated file as you have seen. I'm using Hive. Hive is a very simple query. Running Hive is just like SQL. It was very easy. So I have created this is to just select the number of posts in a particular. The question that I've done is select all posts by order of their view count. That is, I wanted to know the maximum the questions that receive the maximum views. So usually the questions get a lot of views. So obviously the post type is questions, and then this is the view count ordered by it. So also get the top 10, or I could change this query to say that only get the top 10 questions which have got the most views, or top 3 questions which got the most views. So that's how the Hive SQL was simple and straightforward. But there were limitations. There were other while which I wanted to work, which had date as in format as shown on the screen. I couldn't convert into to something where I could only extract the date. The reason being, Hive does not support the string or char n type of data type or char n type of data type. It only supports string. So I had to take the whole date as that, which was difficult for me to eventually work with. Or I did not have a data type called date or time in Hive, which was not very welcoming. So yeah, I couldn't work with all type of files because it was taking a lot of time to convert them. So it's quite primitive. I think the Cloudera version that we are using does not have the latest version of Hive, which is supporting all these commands. Now working with Spark, it was absolutely and so easy experience for me because all I had to do was start the Py script and then I had to write a simple code. As you see, it's a very simple code to convert the XML files into comma separated files. And it worked really well. And then I was run the RDD commands, and that's it. At one point, I had an issue of saying that the name node is in safe mode and I cannot. And then I used the same command to leave the safe mode and delete the extra files, and then again try the same command, and it worked. And finally, the comma separated file was available, and now I just run this particular query, which said that open this particular file and give me this result. It says that the question that the query interprets as this follows, like give me the tags count of each tag. That is, every question when posted or will have a tag that you can you can categorize it into a particular like favorite question, or you can categorize it into a programming language like C++ or anything, OS X or Mongo develop vector, etc. Yeah. So I was asking that the questions which are related to particular tag. Now, the inference from this would be eventually to understand the trending topics on the system, on the Pro Stack Overflow. That is, the highest number of the highest number of views for a particular tag means that it is a trending topic on Stack Overflow. That's interpretation that you can get. So yeah, I've run this particular query, and this is the output, few outputs that I've got, and this is the final result. It could be more beautified using pprintf, but I had to install pprintf for Python, which I didn't do it right at this moment. I would be continuing in phase 5 with the decorations and implement plotting of this in a graphical form. Thank you. The link for this particular PPT on YouTube will be uploaded in the next slide. Thank you.